Hello everybody. We're going to do part 2 of the Losi XXL running video and tuning. Now, just small basics. My truck runs extremely rich, so we will utilize that in this. That way you don't have to be fearful of running your truck too rich. This truck is pretty much all at the factory settings. Now, I've done research and I found, and I've actually counted the turns out. If you read the instruction manual that comes with the truck, you'll see on the 454 they say 2.5 turns out on the high, 2.5 turns out on the low. Now, I will tell you this, that is wrong, because I don't know if the car was changed or something else was changed, but it's actually, I had mine, when I got mine, it was 4.5 turns out on the high, 4.5 turns out on the low. On the other engine that I had on the Aftershock, the 454, I set it to those settings that they said the 2.5 and 2.5, and the truck ran so lean that luckily I caught it and I was able to change it over to the right settings so the truck would never broken in and I would have burned the engine out before anything happened. Now, I've already fired this truck up once with the spin starter, but a question that was asked, should you use the pull starter? Now, I just ran this truck and purposely died it out so I could use the pull starter to fire it up. This is not meant to start it all the time. You are supposed to start the truck with the starting wand or the spin starter. But we're going to show you how to start it with the pull start, as if I had stalled out in the middle of the field. You have this, what it was designed for, to kind of get you back up and running with just one tug. So let's give it a try. Glow plug is in. I'm going to set you guys down for 1 second. And let's see if I can get this to fire up. And it's probably not going to fire. Well, it took a little more than one turn, but what the hell. So, back to the truck. So, as you can hear, my truck does run very rich. Hope I can give it some gas without stalling it out for you to kind of get it going. Alright, now my truck is heavy on the rich side, and I'm trying to do this while record while driving, which is making a little harder. But you can see that even though I'm running very high on the rich side, I still have great performance. It's a little sloppy out of the hole, but you know what? It's alright with me, because top end is very well suited. Now, the way this truck is running, if I wanted to change the setting, the first thing I would do is I would come over to the high speed wheel and I would move it and I would lean this truck out. I would start with 1/8 of a turn. Now, the way my truck is running, I'm going to pull it away for a little bit so it's a little easier to talk. The way my truck is running, I'm not going to do that because I like the way my settings are and I don't really want to mess with them. But right now my truck is very heavy on the rich side. So you would do small increments, and before you want to do any tuning, you would want your truck up to operating temperature. So right now if I look, I don't know if you guys can see, but right now my truck is at 120 degrees, which is still a little cold to be tuning on, but you could definitely tune at that temperature. So, let's see if I can set you over here and maybe get some stills, or let's see how it goes. See if I can get a speed run for you guys. You can kind of see the kind of speed you can still get with still running very lean or very rich. I'm sorry. So here's it doesn't struggle for power, and I just roll it over. So forgive me for 1 second. much factory settings. Everything is factory. It's everything except for the high end. The high end is about 4 turns out, so I went about a half a turn in lean on the high side because braking settings they're very rich, and you'll never be able to get any performance. It's meant to kind of lubricate the engine. This truck was a little finicky to get it where it was. You just gotta be patient and just keep playing with the settings. Do them in very small increments at a time. 1/8 of a turn at a time. Drive the truck, let it warm up, and see how it goes. Once you get to a setting that you are happy with, it's time to leave the truck alone, because you can always tweak for more performance to make it run better and be stronger. But you get to the point where the truck becomes, now it's undrivable because you're always playing with those settings. I've had this truck almost a year now, and after my break-in period, I set the settings to where I was happy with the truck, and I've left it alone. And whether it's hot, cold, no matter what, I never have to touch the settings. The only thing is, when I first start the truck, I have to let it idle a little bit longer so it doesn't burn out on me, because it'll stall right out because the amount of fuel I have pushing into it. But once this truck is at operating temperature, I mean, right now I've been running this truck hard, and I've only hit 140 degrees. So, and I'm not babying this thing. But it's also a colder day. It's about 64 degrees outside. So again, it all plays with the weather and how the weather's behaving and things like that. The hotter days, the truck's going to want to run a little hotter. But right now, I can't break past that 150 barrier. So I mean, if I wanted to today, I could easily go and I can lean this truck out quite a bit, and I can probably gain about 10 miles an hour in speed. Right now, my average, let's see, what is it? My average speed is about 35. I haven't really got on. I don't have enough room right now to really hit it. I would probably top out at about 42. I can probably get this truck closer to 50 miles an hour, but then you run into issues where you have motor issues, you take longevity away from the engine, because now you're going to make the truck run really hot, and the next day if it's hot or cold out, you're going to have to change the settings back. So find a happy medium after you break the truck in. Once you get to that setting, just leave the truck alone. Like I said, I've had this truck for almost a year now, and I've never had to mess with the settings. All my Nitros, I never have to mess with the settings, because I find a happy medium and I leave them alone. Some people want to tweak, and then there's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's nothing wrong with tweaking to make more power here and there. But for me, for what I do with the truck, I just leave them the way they are, and I'm more than happy with it. So we're just going to burn this tank out and show you the rest of the truck, and hope this video was somewhat informative. I don't know if it answered everybody's questions, but again, small turns, 1/8 of a turn at a time. Look for smoke, listen to the sound of the engine, and just have fun with it. All right, guys. So we'll just wrap the truck up, and then we'll end this video. So we'll see you all later. And that's it. Out of fuel. Actually, I might be able to get one more start out of it. Just enough left in the tank, so we're going to do a couple speed passes. Alright, so we're going to walk over the truck, see if we can save it. before it dies out. I have very minimal fuel left in it, so it's just going to die out because I'm out of fuel, and I'm also upside down. Alright guys, but that was the video. I hope it's helped, and any other questions, please ask. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later.